Hi friends, today's gonna be a really quick one, but before that, thanks for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. You know I surely do. Today we're gonna talk about no, I don't want that Ishmael. I surely don't want it. A couple of months ago, I was praying in the place of prayer and just talking to God about waiting. I'm like, oh God, come through. And he was just like, yeah, you can get an Ishmael if you want. I was like, oh, Ishmael. And he's like, or you could get an Isaac. And I studied, Ishmael and Isaac, especially when it relates to the New Testament and what that means. And for you, it could be you're waiting on a house. You're waiting for your house to close. You're waiting on a new job. You're transitioning into a new phase, or it might be with your walk with Christ. You're believing God to move higher or go deeper with the things of God. You're waiting for a baby. You're waiting to get married. There's so many things that you could really put in as a variable when it comes to no, I don't want that Ishmael, because everybody, I think waiting is so universal, where everybody has been at that point where they wanted something so bad and they've been praying and seeking the face of God for it, but it seemed like it wasn't coming up. And the Lord is just saying like, hey, be careful. You can get an Ishmael or you can get an Isaac. You choose which one is better. And we all know that an Isaac is better than 20 Ishmaels. And yeah, before we get into it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have not, join the family. We're a good gang. We love Jesus here. And you're going to grow. Okay? Anyways, let's move into it. So Paul in the New Testament had his own interpretation on the whole story of Ishmael versus Isaac in Galatians 4. And we're going to read it. You can read from the beginning, but where I'm going is verse 28, where Paul was saying, but we brethren are children, not by physical descent as was Ishmael, but like Isaac, born in virtue of promise. Yet, just as at the time the child of ordinary birth, born according to the flesh, despised, so this is Ishmael, despised and persecuted him, Isaac, who was born remarkably according to the promise and the working of the Holy Spirit. And so it is now also. And obviously the next verse was talking about cast the bondwoman out. She shall not share in the inheritance of the free woman. And what really stands out to me is where it says that Isaac was born remarkably according to the promise and the working of the Holy Spirit. You can get something with your own strength and your own power up to a certain degree. And you can also get the same thing, but from God, but gives you so much joy. And really, I'm just here to sound the alarm, to wake you up and just give you another reason to hold on, to hang on, and just say that one Isaac is better than a million Ishmaels. One good break from God is better than a worldly contract, is better than something that is man-made. One good thing from God is better than a million things that you try to get yourself. The Lord was also challenging me on the concept of biblical waiting. I used to see waiting as, when you book a Uber or a Lyft, where you're like watching the car, laying on your bed, eating some chips, and like, I'm waiting for what? I'm waiting for my Uber. And the Lord was like, no, waiting is more like in the concept of a restaurant. When you order a meal, the waiters, what are they doing? They're refilling your glass of Sprite. They're bringing your meal. They're standing next to you, watching to see if you have any other concerns or complaints. And he was like, waiting is active. Waiting is you doing something, working your faith, believing God for something, but at the same time, not settling for Ishmael, not settling to get any trash. On one of my Instagram posts, I was talking about I'm hungry enough to wait. More things that have eternal weight that I want out of life that I can't do with you. And so I'm hungry, but I won't eat this. Do you know when you get to the point where you're hungry and you won't eat junk, or you won't eat the first thing you can get? You're hungry, but you're willing to wait for the amala and the gbegiri. That takes a longer time to make than I'm hungry and I'm just gonna stop by and get McDonald's or Subway. I was talking about being hungry and not just eating McDonald's, but being hungry and waiting for the amala, waiting for the meal that takes the most time. And yeah, that's really all I wanted to share with you guys. Is Isaac is always better than Ishmael. Ishmael is man-made. Ishmael is rushed. Ishmael comes first. Ishmael supersedes, runs ahead, and seems like this is it, but it's not it. So be hungry enough to wait for your Isaac, whatever that means to you. That's really what I wanted to say. I hope this blesses you, and smash the like button, like, share, and subscribe. I just said it again. And if you have any other things you want me to answer, or questions, or whatever, however God has blessed you with this channel, please send me a direct message on Instagram. It's IG-JesulayomiGrace. And yeah, catch you in the next one. Bye.